Morning, you guys. Well, I want you to see something. I want you to see the parking lot that I live in. Okay, it is right now 7:25 a.m. on a Wednesday. Look at this parking lot. Oh my God! Look at this parking lot. Look at this parking lot. It is just, oh my goodness. We're so crowded. I don't know what to do with myself. This is evidence. Like 7:30 in the morning. This is 7:30 in the morning, man. Look at that. This. I'm struggling. I definitely classified this as abusive behavior. Hey, good morning, guys. I'm going to try to keep this one short. As you saw earlier, I stepped out of my house at 7:30 a.m. this morning. I don't know if you can see it or not, but 7:30 this morning. And it's pretty empty. So last night, as some of you was asking me, hey, what's going on? So last night was the our HOA meeting, our monthly. I'm trying to figure out this autopilot thing again. Tesla has this habit of updating softwares. Anyways, okay. So how did it go? How did it went? To be honest with you, it was pretty short for participants. So in the last quorum, the association slotted the first 60 minutes to have discussion, open discussion. So this is where residents like myself, not on the board, can have 3 minutes to ask questions, comments, whatever, and they don't have to answer, critique, or anything. They don't have to do that at all. None of them have to. They just have to basically listen. That's it. But most of the time, they do go ahead and respond. Last night, they switched it up a little bit. They went what they call executive session first. So the open discussions that they can have in front of the homeowners, that's not, privacy issues or specific residents. They had that meeting first, and they locked it down 60 minutes, period, 60 minutes. And it went fine. They went on their business, nothing crazy. They debated over landscapes and contracts and things like that. I would take it as somewhat fairly normal stuff. Then came 60 minutes, but what I will say is that they were extremely adamant about on time. There has been instances, from what my understanding, that they stay there a long time. And again, these are volunteers, and they do have lives of their own, or hope they do. So they were very, very punctual. Now, with the open forum, guess what? Yours truly was the first one to raise this goofy hand. I raised the goofy hand, and I pretty much asked the same questions again. The first one being, right now, yes, I still have a problem with those arms, those Barry arms that we pay for. Guys, we paid for them. And they weren't cheap. They weren't like even just $10,000. And I'm sorry, $10,000 is not cheap either. But they weren't just 10 grand. They were a pretty petty. They still, they talked about it, but very lightly. I think there's going to be some beta testing, whatever. Look at the minutes. When the minutes come out, when they come out, take a look. That's that part. And I asked about the cameras also. And I asked about both of those things. And what happened was I mentioned the word citation. Because with the research, just call down City Hall. Just call anyone. I'm fortunate enough to have a lot of, my network is pretty wide, and I'll touch upon that later on too. That I kind of monitor our neighborhood just because we, you know, I'm interested now. I'm really interested. We do have 2 citations, guys. Well, I'm sorry, 1 citation with basically 2 items on there. It wasn't handwritten to me. It was just confirmed by you know, the city of Irvine. It was about the barriers and the cameras. Okay. To what extent of the details? There's just a citation. That's the most I can give you. That's because I promise you, I will not spread rumors. I will only promote facts. So these, unless I have to, I will let you know when it's not factual. These are factual things. These are factual items where we do have a citation that's flagging the cameras and the gates. My question back to the board was, even through their executive session, the first 60 minutes, they never mentioned 1 peep of these things. Why? What are you hiding? Transparency. What are you hiding? It just, these things, it just makes you suspect. Okay, move on. Again, they're not working yet, but the cameras are. Trust me, the cameras are working. Ask some of the people in the neighborhood. The cameras are working for sure. Then let's move on to the next item. I phrased this question very specifically because this is where my cast and network came in. I reached out, just conversation. These are my friends or ex-colleagues. I reached out to someone from the DOJ, Department of Justice. You know, because they too have their personal glamorous experience with their HOA. So they were very curious about. Well, I'm like, come on, come sit next to me. And as before I announced it, I asked this question of I don't need to know the residents or the actual events. I just want to know how many legal, type of complex activities we are having with our lawyer. That's it. I didn't ask, was it a lawsuit or whatever else? I didn't ask for any of that detail. Just give me an exact count. I just want to count. Oh, we can't share it in privacy. Privacy of what? Of how many things that we're under the gun for? So I say, hey, my friend from DOJ sitting next, oh man, they freaked out. Oh, you're not supposed, okay, you know what? Fine, then I moved it back to me. Dude, peace out, you gotta go. Okay, they didn't kick me off. I'll give them credit for that. They did not exit me. But let's just say what I brought my friend from DOJ, they went in lockdown. I didn't even bring a lawyer in. I just brought a guy that I know from the DOJ. I didn't even bring a lawyer in yet. I say yet because, this is not a threat. Because at some point in time, the way they're pressing me and pressing a lot of the, homeowners, they're inviting it. And I'm going to use the word invite. I will communicate to the entire community. They welcome lawsuits. They will defend the community. They claim they will defend the community at all costs. Any group, individuals, whatever else. At what cost? At your cost and my cost. Because this funding is not from out of their own pockets. It's from out of our pockets. Just like these barriers are from our pockets. Just like these cameras are from our pockets. Just like these citations, which I'm not confident, do we have to pay for or not? I don't know. There are very strategic individuals on the board. But ultimately, we will have to pay for them. And as you consider the route of going down for legal counsel or even some type of entanglement from a logistic and legal perspective, it's going to cost you money. You and me money. Because it's not costing them money. It's costing their time, costing their effort, no doubts about that. And you have to question about that passion. That direction of passion that they continuously promote that is in positivity, they're using your own funds to come after you. Not all 400 of you, but on the same token, it's not just the 4 of you either. So that was last night's event. You know, I don't have too much. I didn't give them too much. They didn't give me too much. You know, the main person that I used to talk to from the board, you know, this year our relationship, needless to say, has really vapor. At this juncture, we don't speak at all. I walk by, move your dog. That's about the most thing I said, because I was just trying to cross the path, a common path. You know, nice to say, hey, can you please get your dog? I think that was the most I said to that person. And it's a shame because, like I said, I'm going to get criticized from everyone for this. You know, as I've always stated, that the overarching theme seems to be in a positive manner. And I feel like it's in a positive manner. But when the time for pure execution, when the rubber hits the road, when reality sets in, it's not really good at all. It's pretty troubling. Hey, I'm not going to keep rambling on because, again, it's like 10 minutes long. For those who've been subscribing, or, you know, I really appreciate your support. I'm really trying to not just make this channel about me complaining about the HOA or being your reporter, but I did promise I'm going to report, you know, for say news. What other quick snippet news? Our new board member, Raj. Oh man, he's outnumbered 4-1 every single time. 4-1, everything. 4-1. And you know what? Something else is interesting. He claims like he doesn't have access to everything yet either. I think the other lady, person, that's the new individual that came on, I think they have full access. Now, with that being said, Raj is somewhat on the opposing side from their views. So it's interesting how he does not have access. Very interesting. Selective access. You know, I think that's kind of the theme here. You got to be, you have to be in the club. And by paying your dues and living in this community, you know, working your way to live in your house, that's not enough. Now you have to pass a second set of criteria formulated by this group of individuals, which you all diselect, whoever they are. So you can't, you know, we have to live with our consequences. So you know, this upcoming election, just like the last one, we're in May, people. And before you know it, summer's over and spring, you know, fall's coming, and then next you know, the election's coming around the corner again. Pay attention, be mindful. Till then, peace out. I look for the next one, and thank you very much for your support. Take care.